Jersey City Mayor Steven Fulop, along with Hudson County View, made the trip to Woodland Park on Tuesday night, where he addressed a room full of Democrats excited about the June 2nd Democratic primary.
Little Falls Democratic Chairman Kevin Barry, Woodland Park Democratic Chairman Ronald Pasquale, State/Passaic County Chairman John Curry, and Woodland Park Mayor Keith Kasmark were just a few of the Passaic County officials on hand to welcome Fulop to the American Legion at 410 Mount Pleasant Ave.
You really have to appreciate the fact that we have someone of Mayor Steve Fulop's stature to volunteer his time to come and be with us today to talk about himself, his background, and some of the great things that he's doing in Jersey City. This past campaign, when I was reelected, my campaign slogan was "Getting Things Done." Well, I can attest to you here tonight that Steven Fulop is getting things done in Jersey City.
After Fulop offered some praise for a few of his Passaic County counterparts, he eventually touched on his political background by giving a quick lesson in Jersey City politics. He explained that the late Glenn Cunningham talked him into running against then-Congressman Bob Menendez, an ally turned enemy for Cunningham, in 2004.
And he talks to me a little bit about generally the formula for getting involved in public service often is that you lose before you win. And then he said, look at a ton of presidents, from John F. Kennedy to Bill Clinton to Al Gore to George Bush. They've all lost before they win. But generally, you stay on message, you stay plugging away, eventually you can turn the system. That's generally the way it works. And then he started talking to me a little bit about his relationship with Menendez. And then he says to me, look, this coming June primary, he says, Bob Menendez is going to run a whole slate of candidates. He's going to run somebody for Congress himself, then county surrogate, then county clerk, then committee seats underneath. You're all familiar with all that stuff. And he says to me, I didn't know any of this. He says, this coming June primary, we're going to run a slate of candidates in the primary. We're going to run somebody for Congress, somebody for county clerk, somebody for surrogate, somebody for committee seats underneath. So in my mind, I was finishing Columbia, I was finishing NYU, I was finishing my reserve duty in the military, I was trying to get my job back, so I was full. And so he says, this coming June primary, we're going to run a full slate as well. We're going to tell you it may not be a winning proposition for you, but I think it could be a good thing for you long term. I said, okay, I'm not really so interested in the politics thing, but I'll listen. And he says, what I'd like you to do is to run for Congress against Bob Menendez. That's actually a true story. And I said to him, can you repeat that? And he does it again. And I said to him, listen, let me think about this and I'll come back to you. And so I left and I called my parents and my friends and I said, I just had the most bizarre conversation. I was in City Hall and this is what the mayor said. And everybody had the same reaction to me. They said, are you sure that's what he said to you? And I said, yes. And so I thought about it over the weekend and then I called him on Monday and I thought that I would do it. I thought it was something that I would tell my grandkids that I ran for Congress one day. I actually registered to vote then. That's when I registered. That's when I got involved. And needless to say, we started the election, the campaign. And in the course of that, I lost, obviously. And Mayor Cunningham had a heart attack, if you remember, a week before the election. It was actually that primary that I was involved in, that he was supporting me for, that he had that heart attack and he passed away. And needless to say, we lost. But what I realized in the course of that campaign, from knowing nothing, is that despite what people say sometimes about people in this profession, that people that are running for office, people that are in office, and stigmas that are associated with that, that it really is a noble calling in many ways, that you can positively impact people's lives in a very, very meaningful way, if you're in it for the right reasons. And, I really found something that I loved in the course of that opportunity, and that really was a life-changing experience for me.
Fulop also spoke about local government, stressing that a municipality can be socially conscious while still having a successful local economy, using Jersey City's paid sick leave program as a prime example.
We were the first in the state of New Jersey and the sixth in the entire country. Bill Clinton actually came and did a fundraiser for me a year and a half ago, and he highlighted, the chairman was there, introduced him, and he highlighted this paid sick leave. We were the first in the state of New Jersey, and it's really a fundamental belief that the people who are most vulnerable, that many of us take for granted that we all have paid sick leave, or most of us do, that it is unfair or not right in many ways that a mother or a grandmother should have to choose between caring for a loved one and potentially losing 20% of their weekly pay. That is a choice that a lot of working families make. In Jersey City, and now in other cities that followed our lead in the state of New Jersey, they will never have to make that choice. We were at the forefront of that. I tell you that some of you have gotten in the mail stuff about our prisoner reentry program. We have a model that was being replicated in the state of New Jersey. I tell you that Chairman Curry, Lauren Murphy, some of you know, have been working with us to replicate that exact model that we do in Jersey City to Passaic County.
I'm John Heides with the Hudson County View, the eye of the community.